pretty much extra. Anything besides that and coffee, right? Or I would include coffee and snacks. But yeah, most tech companies that are profitable will just make that part of the culture. And Microsoft are not as spoiled as Google in that they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner paid,
right.
Free on campus. But yeah, we're pretty spoiled. Pretty open work environment, very social. I'd say my day-to-day, I usually start and just check on emails, make sure there's no fires to put out. And then I'll usually start off and try to tackle one thing that day. Like, out of these deliverables that I have to do for the month, what is the most meaningful thing I can do today to help achieve the most meaningful deliverable, or sometimes just the most urgent one, right? And that's what I'll do usually. If I have meetings, sometimes I have Scrum, which is like we have Scrum twice a week and then one meeting. So trying to avoid meetings, but yeah, basically you sync up with your team. Everyone knows what everyone's doing. If anyone needs help, that's a really easy opportunity to ask.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot of coding / designing. And that's what a lot of people, I think, forget. Like, yes, you will be in front of a computer for longer periods than is probably healthy for us, but you'll definitely spend a lot of time thinking abstractly. And it's hard to do that. It's a skill. But yeah, that's probably my favorite part, like really designing how, a system's going to work and how it's going to help customers but save money and things like that. So it's a blend between programming, designing, and then helping people out. Sometimes just communicating with teams, to build morale and stuff like that. That's it. It's pretty much a day-to-day.
That's what's up. And then, you were just talking about how, you was talking about Bill Gates and stuff like that. And, all these, incredible people that became so successful and, eventually moved on to, the bigger, the better opportunities. Like, do you yourself and, the team around you, do y'all, look at that as, motivation, maybe... down the line that y'all want to be able to become very successful and maybe one day become one of the heads of Microsoft, or even do something in the future, way in the future, for your own brand? Do y'all talk about that?
So it's really interesting. You have to have a very honest and open relationship with people in the office to talk about that, because essentially you're talking about not working where you do anymore because you started something on your own most of the time. But I've had that conversation with a couple people, and the truth is it's pretty common. Now, I think the easiest way to be successful, in tech, and I do have aspirations to someday open up a startup, probably with my brother who also studies comp-sci. The truth is you really got to find why, or not what you want to do, but that initial, reason of hey, I want to help, what's driving you, right?
Right.
So Bill Gates did not plan on becoming the richest man in the world.
He didn't.
He planned... Yeah, his actual goal was to put a computer on every single desk, give everyone access to technology. And notice, he doesn't even build, or he didn't even build computers. He just wrote a software that would help people use the computers. So, and then from software, he's jumped into so many other things. But the idea is, once you have something you're really passionate about, and you try to help, in general, it always has to do with, it always comes down to people.
Right.
And, how many people can you impact? How many businesses can you impact? That's what will make you successful. But, focusing on why or what problem you want to solve is the biggest thing. And I'm thinking about it now. I don't know if I want to do something in education. I don't want to don't know if I want to do something in fitness. I have so many ideas, but right now I'm just trying to build myself as a just stud software engineer to then hopefully do something. Not hopefully, to do something. I'm gonna remove that hopefully there.
No, it's gonna happen. Like even with myself, like, I'm not heavily involved in tech like I thought I was. I thought I would be, maybe 10 years ago. But like when I started investing little by little, and when I started like looking at like, oh, they got like this ETF is based off of like it's based off in tech. Like, that's something I look at because it's something that I'm always interested in. Like, I remember Warren Buffett, he always say invest in stuff that you like, invest in stuff that you always loved growing up. So it just like the tech industry, nowadays, like, it's cool now, but maybe 10 years ago, they used to call us, people. They used to call us people like nerds, like you want to be from the computer now and this and that, like that's all you want to do, or you just want to play the video game all day, and you always want to figure out what other new things you want to do with that. Like, it's always something. It always be something said, like, we used to be the main people get picked on, but now a lot of people starting to be like, all right, we really need to somehow, some way invest in technology or create a startup, that's based around technology, So, because it's changing. Like, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was like, how do you feel about the tech world right now? Like, we around the same age. Like 10 years ago, we didn't have social media like that. Like, we probably had like MySpace, but MySpace wasn't as powerful as like a Facebook or a LinkedIn or IG or Twitter. Like how do you feel about it like right now? Like, especially in the working the tech.
Yeah, so I have a friend working at Twitter, so. And, I'm definitely read up a lot. Mark Zuckerberg is obviously a super mogul, or just like God in sort of programming and software engineering, right? I think social media is really all that tech I've like seen do several times, and most of the time it's just automating a very simple task.
Right.
And then letting everybody do it, right? So, granted, social media happens when we get this, super increase in being able to use the internet. And if you actually look, a very important company that used to be a household name is now basically going out of business, AOL, is kind of what starts it, because not only did they start this idea of communicating online with the AOL chat and like AIM chats, which I'm sure some of your listeners, relate to, or even like met significant people in their lives over that.
Right.
But the company is called America Online, and they were the first to actually make an unlimited internet service. Like, hey, you pay $80 a month. And you have unlimited access to the internet. And even though it's kind of funny, their servers couldn't handle it, and basically their product died, or like they couldn't handle the support that they were offering.
Yeah.
But that notion inspired all the other ISPs to say, hey, whoa, maybe we got to do this unlimited service thing, right? And now that's how everyone has access to internet all the time, as much as you want. People are, downloading movies on Netflix while they surf the web, while they're on Instagram on their phone. But yeah, I love it. Not a big user of social media because I'm so focused on actually producing stuff.
Right.
But it's kind of, it can be distracting, I'm sure.
I mean, for me, like, I have to use social media just to get the people to come on my show. But I tell people all the time, like, especially as you get older and you start like you get married, you get like I got a couple businesses I'm working on. I'm going for my doctorate. Like I go on, like for example, I go on Instagram and I'll just message DM people. To just come on the show, like same thing I do on LinkedIn and stuff, network with people. But other than that, like I don't like with me, like I remember when I was 17, 18 years old, like even then I wasn't always on social media, but I should spend about almost an hour just looking at different like people and different pictures and stuff. But I was young and stuff, looking at girls and everything and all that. But now it's just like I go on social media. It's just like my main focus is to create a new network. Create new opportunities. Like I feel like because I'm reading Gary V book, the Crushing It book. And he basically was saying like people need to like we need to utilize social media the right way, and like I always felt like with social media, instead of having social media control you should control social media, because everything is now just in the palm of your hand. Like you could go you could go anywhere.
You can start a business on your phone.
Right. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's like 20 years ago you had 25 years ago you had the computer, then it went to like a laptop, and then it went to like like the handhelds and things of that nature.
The Blackberries and Nokias.
And for me, honestly, I tell people all the time, the Blackberries was that phone that started everything. Cause I have an iPhone, so it's like before I had like the Androids and stuff like that. But I always tell people like the Blackberry to me was always that phone that it broke barriers. You get what I'm saying? Like it was that phone that took the phone industry to a whole nother level, like the tech industry to a whole nother level, so it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it became the business phone, and it became the business phone, and it's really interesting. This idea of constantly disrupting markets, right? Like someone comes out with this massive phone that has number, or like you got a turn dial. And then they come out with a portable one with numbers on it, and if you want to type, then they come out with text message, and then they have like, hey, we'll put the actual keyboard on the phone. That's BlackBerry, and then you have the final. I wouldn't say the final, but one of the final sort of innovations. Hey, let's make it all a touchscreen, and if we can make the experience the same, then we just have more real estate when we want to. With the screen, and I don't know, it's really remarkable. Like the phone industry is. If you ever want to see how companies handled or didn't handle innovation, I think it's a great starting point.
Right.
Like BlackBerry could definitely be in business. They just needed a better smart. They couldn't stop, even if they were the most impactful phone. You can't stop. Like once you start relaxing and letting expecting everything to keep going as it is. I think that's when, someone comes out of the blue and changes up the world that you live in, which is something tech has pretty big history in doing.
I mean, yeah, you see it a lot. Like, I was just, because we was talking about Amazon earlier, and you was interning at Amazon. So, like, I was on MSNBC, and they was talking about how, like, you remember 3 to 5 years ago, Best Buy was about to close down. But what they did was they were like, all right, they was pretty much telling people like retail is still gonna be here. Like retail is never gonna go. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the people that feel like retail will never die. Like if as long as you follow the right, like you follow not just your business plan, but you also follow time. you look at
in the
like
market.
yeah, like I look at like for example like Barnes and Nobles. I feel like